Hi, I'm Roxy Hewitson, and my passion is helping people lead really well. You can think of me as your own personal coach while we experience Leading with Impact, Your Ripple Effect, a course built for people like you who want to be highly effective leaders. First, we need to understand who you are and where you want to go, then provide you with the skills and the tools to get there, and finally, make the trip. Of course, the decision to make this trip is completely up to you. You need to decide how committed you are to your own journey and to reaching your goals. This decision is the determining factor in your success. Let's take a quick look at what happens when we don't lead well. I'm sure you will recognize most, if not all, of these organizations. Thousands, and in many cases, millions of people have been negatively impacted, including you and me, because and only because of failed leadership. As you can see from these examples, no one has a corner in the market for failed leadership. It only takes one person to make a difference in the lives of countless others. Changing just one behavior or even one word in a sentence can dramatically impact the culture, morale, and the results of an entire team or organization. You see, as in nature, a leader's behavior creates an impact like a pebble or a boulder landing on a lake. Everything within the lake reacts to the impact. The ripples grow and spread until they reach the boundaries of their influence. So it goes with leaders, regardless of intent. Let's make a chart. Please take out a piece of paper and draw a line down the middle from top to bottom. On the left, write best boss, and on the right, worst boss. Now I'd like you to fill in those columns with the characteristics or behaviors from your own observations and experiences of a best boss and a worst boss. You can pause this now to make your lists. Does it look anything like this? Best boss, listens well, delegates well, has a vision and shares it, good decision maker, team player, compassionate, authentic, confident, knows their people, consistent, has integrity, gets things done the right way. How about the worst boss? Micromanager or ignores people, unpredictable, no vision, only promotes self, avoids dealing with conflict, untrustworthy, arrogant, takes credit for others' work, uncaring, poor decision maker, can't build a team. I've asked this question to literally thousands of people, and I expect that what you were thinking mirrors much of what everyone says. How the boss interacts with people is what you will call out the most. There's a good reason for this. Technical skills are simply not the things that make a great boss or a bad boss. We all need the right technical skills to just get in the door, so that's not a differentiator at all. The differentiator is how those bosses can or cannot lead other people to greatness. It's not how well they can sell or add numbers or design a bridge. Those are individual contributor skills, not skills for leading people, teams, or an organization. I am also positive that most people do not get up in the morning with the intent to be a bad boss and make others miserable, but sometimes it happens anyway. And it's often because they don't have the awareness or skills they need to lead others, or they're in the wrong job. Leading is a big deal. Remember that slide full of logos? That's how big a deal it is, no matter where you work. So let's talk about your pain for a moment. What keeps you up at night? Is it finances, your boss, turf wars, or a cornucopia of people issues? What do you suppose consumes the lion's share of most leaders' time? You got it, people issues. Because, and this is key, everything, I mean everything we do is about our relationships. Relationships with employees, peers, the boss, customers, etc. Since most of our time and energy is wrapped up in relationships with other people, doesn't it follow that it's in our best interest to get it right? If you are like most people, you're here because you care about your impact and want to lead well. If you have some leadership challenges, well, welcome to a very big club. because we all do. The difference is great leaders do something to turn challenges into opportunities. In a moment, you will meet Deborah and Charles, two people you will see throughout the program. They are portraying leaders with very different strengths and challenges. Charles is a seasoned leader with an outgoing nature. He has many natural leadership qualities and talents, and still he has some challenges that make him less effective than he wants to be. Deborah is a new leader, having been an individual contributor until now. She's reserved, thoughtful, and very committed to being effective in her new leadership role. You will see them both in work situations with staff, in coaching sessions with me, and you'll hear their reflections about their learning. I am confident that in Charles and Deborah, you will see something familiar in yourself and or those around you. So let's meet Charles and Deborah now.
I love what I do, and I want to develop myself into the best leader, the best person that I can be. I truly enjoy working with people, having good conversations. I can see the big picture, all the possibilities, and I trust my gut. And my gut is telling me that I need some coaching. My boss recently shared some feedback on my performance that was hard to hear. But feedback is a gift, right? So I thanked her and decided that some coaching would help take me to the next level. I think out loud, and so some of my best work is in the moment. I'm very comfortable with uncertainty. And I guess I never really realized how much airtime I can command and how my lack of clarity is sometimes a challenge for some of the people in my team. You know the ones, they have to have an agenda and a detailed plan for moving forward. People who constantly bug me about deadlines just drive me crazy. I make my deadlines. Sometimes I just make them, but I always make my deadlines. I work well under pressure. Sometimes I get a bit of a rush by just pushing through just to kind of get there, So I want to work on that. I'm great with people most of the time, so it really made me take pause when I was told that I could sometimes overpower my team. After all, people are the lifeblood of any organization. I've got a lot of good ideas, some great ones, but I can't get any of them done without my people. So here I am, taking the next step, trying to get better. I guess it's time to take a closer look, give the big picture a rest.
I've always been really successful in my own job, doing my own thing. Because of past success, I'm seen as someone with leadership potential. I have to say it really wasn't my plan to move on to that track, but I'm pleased that my hard work is recognized. I get a lot of satisfaction from doing good work. For me, it's all about the details and being on time. I'm able to get things done on my own, and I'm dependable. Evidently, some people can find me challenging to work with. Delegating can be a challenge for me. I'm much more likely to just do it myself than to help someone else accomplish the goal. I don't like to hold hands. My boss was the one who suggested I work with a coach. At first I felt a little defensive, thought it was an indication that I wasn't delivering. And he assured me that it was an investment on the part of the organization, that they viewed me as high potential, and thought that working with an executive coach will help me be more successful. The area I could really use some guidance in is around relationships. My people skills could use some polishing. Okay, so I'm not warm and fuzzy, but I can tell you every detail of what happened last quarter, last year for that matter, and I never miss a deadline. I'm learning that relationships matter if I'm going to be a successful leader. A direct report left because they just couldn't work with me. So, here I am. I'm intrigued about what will unfold. Self-reflection's good. I'm learning that everything can't be concrete. And I'm discovering that there's more to leadership than meeting goals and deadlines.
I'm looking forward to going on this journey with Charles and Deborah. I hope you are as well. We're going to utilize many real examples of leadership challenges in our course. Here's just one example I'm sure all of us have experienced: a disconnect between our intent and our impact. Fact 1. Other people's behaviors and actions impact you. When they are a leader, even more. Is that right? Fact 2. Your behaviors and actions impact other people. And when you are a leader, even more. True? Right. I'm going to ask you 3 questions. I'd like you to think about it. First, when was the last time you absolutely knew your intention and your impact did not match at home or at work? Question 2, what did you do about it next? And question 3, what happened next? I am positive you have experienced an intent versus impact disconnect at work and or at home. It happens all the time. We're only human. And the good news is we can clean up those sticky situations and even feel good about it with the tools you'll learn in this course. Leaders share the same pain points, believe me. In fact, in my live courses, people are immensely relieved to know that they aren't alone with their tough challenges. Well, you aren't alone either. I created this course to help you overcome the most frequent leadership pain points I've tracked over the decades, and to help you have the confidence to lead well. I also need to be straight with you. If leading other people isn't joyful for you, isn't really your thing, then there are one of 3 clear choices you'll need to make. Continue being unhappy, do something else that is joyful for you, or change your outlook and enhance your skills. Otherwise, you're hurting yourself and not helping other people bring their best to the table. If you pick door number 3, enhancing your skills, you're in the right place. Trust me, leading well is a lot more fun than leading badly. You see, I've been in your shoes. I've been a leader of other people since I was 22 years old. And over the past 20 years, I've worked with and coached leaders from the executive suite to the front line. So believe me, there aren't many, if any, leadership challenges and mistakes I haven't faced and had to overcome. That's why I built this program for you. Here are 5 insights I've applied to everything you're going to see in this course. First, leadership is a discipline. Like any other, engineering, teaching, constructing, there are no shortcuts to learning the best methods and tools to lead. And the truth is, most of us have learned very little about the actual discipline of leadership, no matter how many books we've read or how much education we have. Leadership isn't rocket science, that's true. Actually, it's a lot harder than rocket science because it's not cut and dry or black and white. People are messy and groups are messy. When you are leading, you're in the operating room of life, poking around in people's lives. Second, leadership skills and competencies are the opposite those needed to be an individual contributor. We are very good at being individual contributors. That's what we've been rewarded for since we were born. But somehow you were tapped, anointed, appointed, or promoted from an individual contributor role to being in a leadership role. And no one gave you the new rule book. Or if they did, you were just lucky if you got the right one. It's not a good idea to lead by luck rather than by design. So let's lead well on purpose. Third, leadership is not a spectator or solo sport. If no one is following, you probably aren't leading. It's that simple. It's about the way you help others succeed and thereby succeed with them, not in spite of them, not on their backs, and definitely not without them. Fourth, leadership skills and competencies can be taught and learned. Yes, leaders are born, and they are made, just like dancers or singers or any other talent. In my experience, most leaders, natural or not, need to continuously hone their skills and practice the discipline of leadership. And it's not about what leadership is that matters. It's what leaders do that matters. It's practice, not theory. While we do apply theory, proven research, and real experience in this course, our focus is on practical leadership that you can apply immediately to your work and home life. And fifth, wherever you go, there you are. You bring all of you to the table, whether you know it or not, want to or not. You are unique on the planet, No one ever has been or ever will be exactly like you as a person or as a leader. We focus on how you can best utilize your strengths and mitigate your challenges. I know how busy you are already. I've never met a leader who wasn't. Think of it this way. It's not about what you do, it's about how you do it. To get the gift of time, you must make time to invest in yourself. I will help you identify and focus on what works and what doesn't work for you. And then you can practice and apply these insights and learning to your real world so your ripples match your positive intentions and your organization's needs. Is it worth your time to take this course? Well, let's look at just a few value proposition questions connected to our content. How many hours a week do you waste in meetings right now? What if you cut that in half or more? How much time are you devoting to interpersonal conflicts? What if you could prevent them? How much time and money do you waste when decisions are made poorly? How much would you value having decisions be clear, timely, and aligned to your purpose? You get the picture. I have been teaching the core lessons of this course since 1994 to leaders in the for-profit and the not-for-profit worlds, and more recently to students at Cornell University. My goal is to engage, educate, and empower you. Here's how it works. We know there are 4 primary competency areas essential for effective leaders to master. Personal mastery is discovering who you are as a leader, your purpose, values, and vision. How you impact others, your style, your preferences, strengths, and challenges. It all starts with you. And then interpersonal mastery. This is discovering how you communicate with others, how to constructively provide feedback, including to your boss, and how to manage conflict successfully. And then team mastery. This is discovering the nature of group dynamics, building effective teams, decision-making that works, delegation for development, and meetings that produce results. And last is culture and systems mastery. This is all about discovering the flavor of the system in which you work every day, learning how to lead change in that system and ensure accountability for results. It is also understanding the nature of courage for yourself, your teams, and your organization. A detailed list of topics within each of these 4 modules is located under each of the module headings. In every module, there will be worksheets, essential as well as supplementary reading materials to reinforce and add more depth to specific topics. After each module, you will be able to quiz yourself on what you learned, and there are action items to complete before you go on to the next module. These will help you retain the learning. I know the tricky part is getting what you learn to stick, and that means integrating your learning into your life. I am really excited to share Leading with Impact, your ripple effect with you. So let's get started.